What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is WFX back again with another daily analysis video. We got so much to cover, as I didn't do past couple of videos last week because I had a long weekend. As you can see from my skin, probably I was out, I was by the beach, I was taking a longer weekend for myself to relax. I really needed it. I really feel like I'm refreshed and just, energetic and motivated to get back on track. And before we begin with my analysis, I just want to I don't want to be bragging, but I just want to appreciate myself a little bit, because I will show you, and you can go look yourself. My past videos, my thumbnails said we're looking for an upside. I did it last month with the previous monthly candle, and I did it once again. So I did make a lot of money. I did make a lot of profits myself and the people that are in my group. Without further ado, let's jump into the charts. And first of all, before we begin, let's look at what we had from yesterday and what we have for this week. So from last week, I only took 2 trades, but those 2 trades were very big winners. Now this is the first trade, which is US100. This was 1 to 5 risk to reward, and the next trade that I took was US30 long, which was 7.6 risk to reward. So only 2 trades for the week, and we did manage to make above 12 R in profit. So just like I did in last month, I remember we had very similar results. We're doing it the same way this month. So I have been creating these videos daily and showing you and talking to you and explaining to you why I am looking at the markets the way I do, and it works. It's not like I'm someone who tells you something after the fact. I am telling you everything before the fact, and it just keeps repeating itself. Now, 2 trades, beautiful trades. I'm gonna delete everything. I don't want to, be on emotional state from last week or the week before. I want to start everything over and continue going forward. So I don't know which one I want to look at. Let's look at US30, honestly. Let's look at US30. I'm going to delete everything, and let's start from the monthly once again. Now, let's look at this monthly candle. Like I told you, when this candle was here at the bottom, I said there's a high probability that this candle is going to be this movement to the downside is going to be a long wick, and look what happened. And this is the reason why. Basically, we do have monthly support here and monthly support here. So what the price did, the price just dipped below, retested support right here, and it looks like it's moving above. Now we only have 3 days, 9 hours for this monthly candle to close, so I honestly don't really see the price going back below this monthly support. Now if that happens, we're not gonna be guessing, we're gonna reacting, and we're gonna react the way that if monthly candle closes below support, we might see another retest of this support below, and we're gonna be looking for short positions. But at this moment, what we're gonna focus on, a bullish rally on a monthly time frame. This is not 5-minute, on a 1 month time frame. And this movement to the downside, it doesn't look anything strong. Especially if this candle closes like this or even weaker, because with every candle that we have here, every movement to the downside we have here, we do have some long wicks, which indicates the weakness. Now when you see strong bullish rallies, you don't have a lot of wicks to the upside, right? But this does have a lot of wicks to the downside, indicating that people are buying more and more at the bottom, and we can expect a further bullish continuation. Now this is my monthly perspective. Now just looking at the monthly candle, how do I expect it to close? So once again, I do expect the price to respect this monthly support zone and potentially continue to the upside, just looking on how the things are looking at the moment. Last week's candle, another very bullish candle. Now, I don't want you to get tricked, because I understand that we are still in the bearish territory, as we do have this movement to the downside. We do have a series of lower lows and lower highs that are forming in the markets. Now, I would tell you that I have shifted my bias completely to bullish if this weekly high is taken out and we have created a higher high on a weekly time frame. Now, we are still in this bearish territory, and even though you have a strong bullish candle, we did have one here which eventually ended up being a drop. We did have one here which eventually ended up being a drop. We did have one here that eventually ended up being a drop. So do not get fooled just by one candle, but if you add up that to your monthly time frame analysis and to your weekly, it does look pretty bullish, as this weekly candle also closed above a monthly support. Let's now delete this, and this, let's all have in mind that we do have this monthly support here, but I'm going to delete this and we're going to drop down to the lower time frame to see what we have going on. On the daily, I'm not going to be expanding too much. We don't have a lot of info on the left. We do have, it's not daily, it's more like an 8-hour inverse head and shoulders that has confirmed. When the price was here at the bottom, right here, I said the price is potentially forming inverse head and shoulders, and we might see. I'm gonna leave video up there. You can go watch it if you don't believe me. Let's continue going. Okay, on the 8-hour and on the 4-hour time frame, we do have this inverse head and shoulders. Now, for the fancy people, for the people, institutional traders, that likes fancy words, I do believe this is like in balance. There's a lot of bullish momentum that hasn't had any retracements. We do have a gap here at the bottom if you look at the live markets. And if you know those textbook inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders, when you do have left shoulder, head and right shoulder, and the price breaks out, it eventually, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time comes back to retest this neckline before continuing higher. Now, we do have this neckline and the price did continue without retesting it. So I do expect some kind of a drop right here to, first of all, fill this gap that we have here, so we don't have any tasks left over for a continuation to the upside, and we do textbook-ish make this a inverse head and shoulders. I would love to see that happen. This is gonna be my demand that I'm gonna be looking at right here. I'm gonna set alert and I'm just gonna wait for the price to come to the zone. Now the price, we're looking at 4-hour time frame, so the price did approach this supply zone. So I think at this moment, this is a pretty good price for the price to start dropping down to the zone before continuation to the upside. Now, if you are more of a safe scenario player in these markets, I would probably just wait for this retest and wait for a break of this supply for this potential entry, but this may take some time. Now, another thing I like about the zone and why I expect this is where we're gonna drop is if I use, for example, this line. As you can see, the price is sitting at that banking level 31,750. So the banking levels are like thousands, 500s, and 750s and 250s. And this is that one of those levels. And I do expect the price to fill this gap, to retest this neckline, and then continue to the upside. Now, it's not just that. It's not just 4-hour, inverse and shoulders. It is also a monthly support that we have here below, and we are retesting. So pretty neat and simple. No need to complicate things. We do have some gaps above to still fill. There was one gap right here that we just filled, so I do expect a further bullish upside since we are looking pretty bullish looking at the candles on the weekly and a monthly time frame. Let's look at gold. I did not look at gold today, so let's look at it together. There's no need for me to draw all the lines once again because it hasn't changed a lot, but we do have the price respecting this resistance. The price did drop significantly, but if we look at overall price action, the price is still moving up as it's forming higher highs and higher lows. Now we do have some two strong zones that I'm looking at. So these are weekly support and resistance zones. As you can see, as the price was continuing later on, it was respecting it here multiple times. So now we are here at this decision time is, are we going to break below and continue lower, or are we going to break above and continue higher? Now, if you were to ask me, now which one is the higher probability setup to go long, to go high, at this moment where the price is sitting at this weekly support, I would say the price is more likely to go up. But at this moment, I would just wait a little bit more since we don't have a wick to the downside on a weekly time frame. And as you can see, if we look at all the other candles, most of them, like 98% of them has wicks both sides. So I expect a short-term drop before potential to the upside, but the safest scenario is to wait and react, not to guess. This is what I have for gold. Like if I drop down to 4 hour, there's nothing much to say, just this big consolidation between these two big zones. So every time you're in consolidation, you want to sell high and buy low, and at this moment we are at the low of the consolidation, so the higher probability is to probably run the price to somewhere 1875. I'm not going to expand too much on US 100 NASDAQ because it's all pretty much the same as US 100. I have been calling this out as well. Now look, these are monthly support, right, and support. Very similar as US30. We did respect this and looks like we're trading above this. Pretty much the same inverse head and shoulders as well, and the neckline, inverse head and shoulders right here. The neckline, we're probably good to go to come back and retest, right? And this is probably what I'm going to be looking for. I think this is the highest probability setup. All right, guys, pretty neat and simple. I think I have proven you like with the results. I'm not trying to prove you with materialistic things. I'm not trying to prove you with anything else, not the lifestyle, not anything. I am trying to prove you with the facts, and I am doing these every single day. So if you haven't yet, please subscribe, please hit that bell so you get notified every time I post these videos and you don't miss any of them. If you are interested in any courses or my signals where I share all my trades and all my trade management, you can check the link in the description and see if you like anything. Thank you for watching. This was Davi FX. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.